Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. Today, I want to talk about the rules of no contact. I find that a lot of people are confused as to what it actually is and what they should or should not be doing during no contact. So I want to clear that up today all in one video. Before I do that, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And while you're at it, tap the bell icon so you'll be notified when a new video is up. So first, let's define no contact. If this is your first time hearing that term, it means that when someone breaks up with you, you do not contact them. There is no contact. You disappear like you're in witness protection. And there are a lot of misconceptions around how to do no contact properly. Let me just say right off, there is no 30-day no contact rule. Sometimes when I'm talking to a coaching client of mine, they bring up this 30-day no contact rule. They go, oh, I'm in my 30 days. And I go, no. There is no 30-day no contact rule. You do not contact your ex after 30 days. No contact means you stay in no contact until you hear from your ex and they have to do certain things for you to even respond. So let me go over the rules of no contact. First of all, what you want to do is after they break up with you, you need to remove their number from your phone because you do not want to accidentally dial them, as some people have done, because you would be breaking no contact. Secondly, you want to remove them from Facebook Messenger, because some people, again, they, by mistake, end up sending a message. One woman I know that her daughter was playing with her phone and she accidentally sent a thumbs up on Facebook Messenger. So even if she said, oh, that was my daughter, he probably didn't believe her. And now it looks like you've broken no contact. So you want to minimize the mistakes that you can make in contacting your ex. You also want to change passwords so that they can't see what you're up to. A lot of people forget this. So if you're in no contact, if they know any of your passwords, then change them so they can't see what you're up to. Because otherwise you could be sending messages to people and saying, oh, I miss my ex so much, I can't wait to get back with them. And meanwhile, you think you're in no contact, but meanwhile, they know what you're up to. So the next rule is with Venmo. Apparently, they can see your transactions on Venmo. So I'm not familiar with Venmo, but if you're using it, then do what you have to make sure they don't see your transactions. Now, the rule about no contact is that when it comes to blocking your ex on social media, you do not do it right away because then it looks like you're upset and hurt. So you're going to wait 60 days. And if you don't hear from them in 60 days, if you're not back in contact with them in 60 days, then you block them. And the reason I say 60 days is because more often than not, if you do no contact properly, you will hear from your ex within 60 days, and it's usually between days 45 and 60. Especially if you've listened to my no contact success stories, you'll see often people say, I heard from my ex on day whatever, 46, 51, 58. The next rule is that you do not contact them for their birthday, holidays, etc. Remember, they broke up with you, they kicked you out of their life, so why are you now rewarding them by saying happy birthday? If they contact you for your birthday, you can say thank you, but do not try to keep the conversation going. They might just be being polite. If they want to talk, they'll keep the conversation going. If they don't, then all you do is say thank you and keep it moving. Do not talk to any mutual friends you have in common or to their family members about the breakup, about your feelings for the breakup. Just say, I don't want to talk about it, or say, yes, it's over and I'm working on moving on. Because you know anything you relate to them is going to get back to your ex. We want there to be no contact, no communication. Now, if your ex does reach out, that doesn't mean you automatically respond. You respond only if they say something significant. So a hey or a hi is not significant. Now, people often ask, what if they say miss you or I miss you? I suggest you wait, because they may just be missing you temporarily today, but tomorrow they may not be missing you. And then you'll wonder what happened. Or they may be testing you to get a reaction to see if you're going to respond to that. If they really miss you, they will text you again, okay? And in fact, that's how to really know if they do miss you, because if they text that they do and you don't respond and they don't text again, then gee, I guess, you know what? They didn't really miss you, or they just missed you at that moment, or they didn't miss you enough to text again. The next rule is no looking at their stories, their snaps, their WhatsApp status, basically anything where you can be tracked. You're breaking no contact because they see that you're still interested. That's why you're still looking at their stories or snaps or statuses. So do not do that. Now, what about if they call? Do you pick up the phone? No, you don't know why they're calling. They may be calling by mistake. It may be a butt dial. Again, if they're interested, they'll call again. And then when they see that you're not answering, they'll either leave a message or they will text. They need to show their interest level. And if they're not leaving a message, then they're not that interested, because put the shoe on the other foot. If you had broken up with someone and you realized you made a mistake and you want them back, wouldn't you say something? Or would you just keep calling and calling and calling? And you would eventually at some point say, hey, I want to talk to you. And that's what you want to hear, something like that. Because otherwise, they may just be temporarily missing you, or they might just be curious and wondering, hey, how come this person disappeared when they were so into me just because I broke up with them? So they need to let you know through their actions what their interest level is. If it's a fake breakup, you'll hear from them within 2 weeks. But again, you keep with the no contact, and if you hear from them within 2 weeks, a lot of times it is a fake breakup. Now, if you run into them, you want to be polite. You want to keep it short. Do not talk about the relationship. Do not ask questions about the relationship, or if they're dating someone new or whatever. And be the first to end the conversation and keep it moving. If they leave angry messages, or if they call you out on social media, do not react, do not respond. Someone who's still angry or is calling you out, they're not ready to get back together. So there's no point in responding. Do not give them a reaction. If they want you to react, they need to be real and say, hey, I really miss you. I made a mistake. I wish you would talk to me. And they need to be humble. They can't have an attitude like saying, oh, so we're not talking now? Remember, real and humble. The next rule is if they comment on your posts on social media, do not respond and do not like the comment. Yes, you'll be breaking no contact if you do that. People often ask if they have children or if they live together still or work together, how can you do no contact? Great question. In this case, you have to do no extra contact. You keep contact to a bare minimum, so you don't look for ways to run into them or to talk to them or to see them, because that's what they're going to be expecting. So if you have children, or if you're still living together or you work together, keep it to a minimum. And finally, the 2 exceptions to no contact are if you cheated or if you took your ex for granted, then it's up to you to reach out to them. If they broke up with you, you still have to wait, I would say, a good 30 days, because they're not going to want to get back with you right away. So give them some time and space away from you. And people also often ask, well, how do I know if I took them for granted? That's a great question. But I need to speak with you to see what you did, to see if you took them for granted. Because sometimes with my coaching clients, they think they took their ex for granted, but they didn't. So every case is different. I would need to speak with you. And you can do that by contacting me at my website, theartoflove.net. The direct link is below. And setting up a private coaching session, whether you want to talk about whether you took your ex for granted or other parts of the no contact rule or anything having to do with a breakup or even relationships in general in that case. If you're listening on YouTube, remember to subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, I would appreciate it if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.